What's up, YouTube? My name is Mike from The Credit Game. If it's your first time on the channel, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. It's on one of those sides right there. You're gonna love our channel because I'm coming to you every day with different stuff, different things, tips and strategies and things that you can do with your overall credit, because I want you to know it seriously, like it's a family kid's name. Like, I want you to know credit so well that if you have to make a decision when it comes to credit, you don't have to think about it. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Before we get started, drop me a comment below on why a high credit score is important to you. What would you be able to do that you can't do today because your credit score is low? And then I'm going to share with you 5 things that are negative, and then 5 things that you can do immediately to start changing your credit score from the bad to the good. The 5 things I want to share with you on how to raise your credit score are going to directly impact the psychology of why, right? Because you could have an 800 credit score, but if you don't want it, you're not going to get there. If you're just like, look, I'm a cash person, I'm completely fine with paying my card, my house, all my bills, everything I do, I just want to take it out of my checking or savings account. Maybe that's you. But for the most part, you know, people don't want to buy houses with cash, cars with cash, then don't want credit. When you learn the credit game, you'll never want to pay cash for everything. It's stupid when you can leverage somebody else's money instead of using your own. So the 5 things I want to share with you on how to raise your credit score starts with the most important, because everything I say under number 1 is kind of useless if you don't fix the main, right? So everybody wants to put a Band-Aid on credit. The problem is you can't put a Band-Aid on credit, because the reality is, you know, all you're doing is just throwing Band-Aids on it and you're not actually fixing the wound. The wound is your late payments and your collections. And this makes up 35% of your credit score. 35%. So you could lose anywhere between 25 points on a collection all the way up to 180 points on a late payment. Now I want you to multiply, if you have 10 collections, times, say, 25 points per collection, and that would be what you'll be putting back on your credit if you got those collections removed. It's very simple. Somebody calls me and says, Mike, I got 10 collections. Instantly, I'm like, okay, you're a 550 credit score. I already know what your credit score is going to be if you have 10 or 12 collections, because I know the points per collection that's hurting you. And at a 550, you guys know this. You can't finance a pack of bubble gum. Nobody's going to want to do business with a 550. If you were a lender, would you lend to somebody with a 550? You wouldn't want to lend with somebody with 550 because they're not going to pay you back because they don't pay their bills. But do they need to be there? Do these 3 companies that we're going to talk about, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, do they need to hold you back from doing the things that you want to do in life? Regardless if you've made past mistakes, you fell on hard times, you had collections, maybe they weren't your collections, maybe they weren't your late payments, maybe the late payments were there, but you made a mistake. Maybe you missed a payment. Whatever the reason is, maybe COVID hit and you couldn't make the payment. The reality is this: forget the past. Today we got to move forward, and we got to live life today moving forward, not looking in the rearview mirror, which is why the rearview mirror of your car is this big and the windshield is this big, right? Because they don't want you looking out that small little thing. So I want you to think about this. If you can remove the collections and late payments, the rest of the stuff I'm going to tell you is going to fall right into place for you to be able to get the things you want, including cars, good interest rates, low down payments, your first home, rental homes, credit cards, high limit credit cards, loans, all these things that you can do with a high FICO score. Now, FICO is Fair Isaac Corporation, right? It's the main, what lenders mostly are using to check to see if you're a worthy buyer for a creditor. So I want you to think about this. Collections, charge-offs, anywhere between 25 and 180 points is what is hurting you per, not total. So, I mean, you got these people that are in the 300-400s, like it looks like they never paid a bill in their life. And again, things can happen, but let's move forward and get action taken today instead of watching my videos for the next 6 months and go, okay, cool, I'm ready. Because videos are great, but it's not going to be the actual meat of what you need to do. I can only give you a certain amount of education and help here on these videos, But there's got to be some part of you that says, you know what, I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired and I want to fix it. So number one thing is removing collections and charge-offs and late payments are a must. Or I can't even move to number two and say, hey, you're going to need a revolving or an installment mixture on your credit report, right? So guys, you have to understand what revolving. Revolving typically means credit cards, means the payment each month is different on a credit card. That's how it shows up on your credit report as a revolving account. A installment is the same payment every single month, which would be your car, which would be a home, right? A loan, same payment, fixed payment. That shows up as installment. You want a mixture of both. So if you're looking at your credit report and you're like, I have a car, but I don't have credit cards, then you're going to want credit cards. If you have credit cards, but you don't have a vehicle or home, then you want to get those. So that way you have a mixture of both. This is going to really make your credit strong. Now, I'm going to do something special for you guys that call me today, because I'm going to share with you another really big way of raising your credit score. Most lenders are not going to do business with people that don't have age on their credit. So when you're looking at your overall credit and you look at your average age, okay, if it is below 6 years, your chances of getting approved for things diminish. So if you're looking at your overall credit and it's less than 6 years, there is something you can do without actually making on-time payments for the next couple of years. And that's called an authorized user tradeline. And this is very cool. This is a little strategy and hack that most people don't know about. You can actually add whatever credit limit you want and whatever age you want and piggyback off of someone's perfect payment history so that you can have the age as if it was yours. I'm going to go into details about that in a minute. But that is number three, guys. You got to have age, right? Now, again, what we don't want to do, because we're going to call authorized user tradelines almost like a steroid, okay? This is like the extra boost of strength that you're going to need. But what you don't want to do is add the trade lines before the credit repair is nearly finished. So if your credit repair is just starting, don't put the trade lines on, because now all you're doing is just taking steroids and putting on, a fat body. We want to trim the fat first, then we want to use the steroids. Does that make sense? So there's a way in doing this that's strategic, not just, I got people that call me, hey Mike, I want to add a trade line. I'm like, what's your credit score? 580. Dumb. You're dumb. Like, what are you doing? What kind of trade line you got? I don't know. Don't even know what trade line you want. You just want to buy a trade line. You got to know what you're doing. That's why this is all taught in the credit game, guys. Everything that I'm teaching you right now was built for me. Everything that's in the credit game was built for me when I was in the hardship of literally a 505 credit score. Several collections, several late payments, repossession, bankruptcy, all of it. 505. Today, 829. For the last 7 years, been over 800. Why? Because I learned the game, documented it, journaled it, and then put it into a course, and now I'm sharing it with the world. So the third thing is you're going to need age, okay? The fourth thing that'll raise your credit score is, and I know this is difficult, guys. I met a guy, true story. He sent me a text message the other day. 286 inquiries. 286 inquiries. Now, remember that inquiries only stay on your credit report for 24 months, and on the 25th month, they are automatically deleted. Okay, you don't do anything, just 24 months. That an inquiry also will only impact your credit score for the first 12 months, but it stays on for 24, which is weird. Like, why would you even keep it on there if it doesn't impact your score? But it only impacts your credit score for 12 months. So I did some math, and I'm like, this dude with 286 inquiries would have had to do an application almost every other day for 2 years straight, literally not giving up. 286 inquiries. That means every other day, dude, he's doing an application consistently for 2 years. I'm like, dude, you should have probably gave up on number 20 or less, because what happens is when you get too many inquiries, and this is like intuitive of what you think would happen, is banks don't like when you apply too much too often, because they feel like you're searching for credit. And if you're looking for credit, what does that mean for your checking account and savings account? Generally, that means if you're searching for credit, you don't have a lot of savings built up. That means you're searching for more money. And so once you get to a certain period of time too fast, when you apply for a bunch of stuff too quick, they put an internal flag on your credit and they say no more. This guy's searching for credit too much. That means he's going to be looking for money, and they think that they're going to get screwed over on the credit cards because you don't have money in your checking and savings account. Why are you getting all this credit? Okay. So obviously when you get to over 20 in a short period of time, this guy's got 282. Now here's the cool thing. I'm going to give you a little tip here because I'm going to help out a few people that actually call me today. And I'm going to share with you how to remove your inquiries in 72 hours. Anything that's not attached to an open account. Remember, the 3 credit bureaus, this is the main picture I want you to get. These are 3 separate companies, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. And there's a 4th bureau, okay, most people don't know about it, called Innovis, okay? But the 3 main ones, your Equifax, your TransUnion, and Experian, are essentially the 3 things that hold you back in life. They're not God, they're just companies. And if you know how to play the game and remove stuff off of these 3 bureaus, then you can go out and have fun and do the things you want to do. But you just have to know how to actually maneuver with the credit bureau. So in order to do this, remember that every time you get denied for a credit card or a loan or a car or a house, you're taking off up to 5 points off your credit when you get denied. Every inquiry, 5 points. Every inquiry that gets removed from your credit report, 2 to 3 points go back on. So let's say you have 30 inquiries. Okay, 30 inquiries could be up to 150 points that you literally got by just doing applications. That's how impactful it is if you're getting denied. So when you put those inquiries back on, even if you got 2 points, that's 60-point increase just by removing 20 inquiries. What if I can show you how to do that in 72 hours? How beneficial and how much value would that be if within 72 hours you could remove the inquiries off your credit report? So I'm helping out a few people today who are serious, serious about changing their life. So now we have our mixture. We have our age from our authorized users. We have our inquiries that we need to get removed. And you have a ratio. When I say mixture, this is important because I'm going to share with you how to get a $10,000 primary line, but I'm also going to share with you how to get a 10-year primary line as well. So what our members are doing right now, this is some of the students right now that are doing this. They're calling in, getting the Lambo package, freezing the other 2 bureaus. And I teach you guys how to do this. Show you how to freeze it. Boom. Now you freeze that. Then what they're doing, they're calling a credit union, getting a $10,000 primary on, getting a 10-year line on there, 2 primaries on a clean TransUnion, going to credit union and going to get funding immediately. So there are so many different hacks of how to get money right away. And literally, like, I know them all. But I can't share them with you in a video, okay? I can share them with you in real life person if you're serious about fixing your credit. It comes down to your why. And that's why I said put in comments. Take a second to really put in comments if you had an 800 credit score, what would you do? And then think about, look, if I had an 800 credit score and I woke up tomorrow with an 800 credit score, I would do this. Then why are you waiting? What is the purpose of waiting? Is it the money? Is it that you've tried other credit repair companies and you just don't believe it's going to work? Is it somebody's talking you out of it? Is it that people are telling you that you're just fine the way you are? Do you just not care? I mean, there's got to be something that drives people. And if you want to be about the 99% of people that continue to do what they're doing every single day and just go about moseying them on your life with a 550, 600, or even under a 700 credit score, but I'm definitely not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you the hard truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for you guys. You need to be the man or the woman of your household. You got to get your credit right so you can go out and do what you want to do. Life's hard enough without money. Trust me, life's hard on both sides. But the question is this: what side do you want to be on? If life's hard regardless, do you want to be on the side that has money and has finances and has credit, or do you want to be on the side that's in poverty? Choice is yours. It's going to be hard either way. But I sure as hell want to be on the side where I can do the things I want to do and have the freedom I want and have the credit I want and not sweat out things and know that I can have the best place and the best cars and the best house and do the things I want to do because I'm not held back by a 3-digit number. I can give you the best tips and tricks and strategies on videos, but until you call me and actually put one foot in front of the action, take action on it, nothing's really going to change. And it may change. because I've helped a lot of people with just videos. But the reality is the people that actually call in are the ones that are getting like results fast. Because the elite credit pair, the vendors, here's what I'm going to share with you. A couple things you guys are going to get. You call in, I've got the Lambo package and I got the Maserati package. Okay, a Maserati package, aka Associates. Okay, where I'm paying for your elite credit pair for you. I'm paying for it for you. Okay. Number 2, 50% off age trade lines. I used to run a broker program for 50% off of trade lines. It sold like hotcakes for $3,000. Literally, like this, all day. People wanted 50% off trade lines. So I reached out to the best vendor in the world and I said, hey, let's partner up with the credit game and I'm going to send you enough business to where you can give 50% off of all my members. Done. So I set that up for you. I pay for that. I pay for your elite credit pair and I show you how to remove your inquiries in under 72 hours. On top of everything else that's in the credit game. I mean the proprietary letters, so you could literally start your own business tomorrow on credit repair and trade lines. This is all in the credit game, guys. I built this for me so I could be successful. It worked. Now it can be for you. So call me when you're ready to change your life, because here's the deal. Stop waiting. Get it done today so you can be a hero for your family. Call me at 904-420-7772. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.